this day by going within like every day and discovering ourselves more and more, being more happier and happier. So just wherever you're sitting, cross your legs, fingers into fingers, cross your hands, cross your legs, close your eyes. Just observe your breath, friends. A natural, normal, soft, tender, tranquil breath. Each day is special day, friends. Each day is our day. Each meditation is our time. In a wakeful state, or while we are closing our eyes, we have to be aware. Awareness is the key. And in both the states, we have to find balance within our masculine and feminine energies. Both should be in balance, like the yin and yang. We all are here on this earth plane to enjoy, to understand, to grow. Each time we close our eyes, we enjoy with ourselves. We understand about ourselves. To understand to grow, and to enjoy, we have to take up a journey. Journey towards ourselves. By just becoming aware of our breath. Your breath has a lot of clarity in it. Your breath has all the answers in it. Journey with your breath to dive into yourself. All you have to do in this journey is, friends, is to ask your mind to sit back and to rest for some time. While you are journeying with your breath, while your breath is your driver and you're sitting next to your breath, and your mind in the back seat. In this journey, your mind wakes up. Communicate to your mind, hey, we are not yet there. Take some more rest. Have a peaceful communication. Rather than getting irritated, be patient. Each time you have a thought, say to it, you're not yet there. Let me be with my breath. It's as simple as that, friends. Just the natural breath. Just the natural breath. last 2 minutes, friends. Bring back your awareness to your physical body and your surroundings. Feel the energy. It is going through each and every cell in your body. And understand that how powerful you are. When you have power within, friends, when you have this kind of energy within you, you can empower many people around you. Let us be grateful for that cosmic energy. Which is getting showered from this cosmos and which is filling us, which is nurturing us, which is making us walk, which is making us eat, which is making us think. When you see it like that, friends, we feel so much strong. We feel so much empowered. Now let us be grateful for everything in this cosmos, for every person, for every living and non-living thing, even for our situations. Let us be grateful, friends. Now, whenever you're ready, friends, you may place your both hands over your eyes Now slowly remove your hands and you may open your eyes. Welcome back, friends. I hope you all had a peaceful meditation, peaceful journey. And if there is anybody who wish to share their experiences, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. After the experience sharing, I'll be reading this wonderful topic called Torch Bearers from this book called Woman, Torch of the Future by Torquem Seradian. It's going to take some time, friends. It's going to take like say around 15-20 minutes of reading. Be patient with me because it's very important for everybody, not only women, but for everybody it is very important to understand. Before that, there is anybody who wish to share, you can go ahead.
Had a good meditation, Madhu. The
Wonderful.
music is very nice. Maybe I should. I always feel when I am tired, the meditation is really good. I don't know why. So now I'm feeling like every day I should be like, I should be getting tired. Yeah,
Mm,
today I was really tired, but the meditation was very, very good, very
mm.
peaceful. It's nice. Thank you.
Great, Meena. Great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yes, friends, anybody else? All right. Does anybody of you have read this book by Torquem Seradian, The Woman, Torch of the Future? If you have read, you can type yes in the chat because it's very interesting book. And if not, I'm going to read this for today. So, all right. I want you all to just close your eyes for 15 to 20 minutes. Keep everything aside, whatever you're doing. Just close your eyes and listen deeply to each and every word. Women not only have a unique role to play with their family, but also a unique responsibility. There are 14 responsibilities over here, friends. So the first responsibility is to protect life. The second is to protect the right development of life. Third is to evoke the highest latent in man. The fourth, to protect beauty. The fifth, to protect peace and harmony. Sixth, to protect the age-long fruits of the labor of humanity. Seventh, to protect the teachings from degeneration. Eighth is to encourage the best in all fields. Now, 9, which is to strive towards the future. 10th is to learn and teach the laws of sacrifice and service. 11th is to produce the highest survival techniques. 12th, to inspire creativity in all fields. 13th, to reveal the future possibilities of life after death. 14th, which is the last, to explain the law of love and compassion. It is good that we celebrate Mother's Day, but it is a day during which mothers must remind themselves of their sacred responsibilities toward life. It should be a day of true self recollection, contemplation, and striving, through which they can touch the flame within themselves and radiate it out to the needy world. In the Agni Yoga literature, we read, truly the women must sacredly guard the chalice entrusted to them, the moving of consciousness and the saving of the world. The epoch of Maitreya is the epoch of women. It is very beautiful to see women fighting for women's rights, but it would be even greater if, would, if women would form a new group, a new organization, which would reveal to humanity the responsibility of women and fight to restore those conditions in which women would be able to perform their responsibilities. Let us take the first responsibility of a woman or a mother, which is to protect a life. When a woman is giving birth to a life, she's going to stay with that life and she's going to preserve that life. Such a task involves all fields, social, economic, and political, wherein that woman is going to be active to protect life. One day I received a letter. This is said by Tor Conference. One day I received a letter from the founder of a cat foundation, and all the workers there were women. In the letter, the lady stated that it is our responsibility to protect the lives of our cats. How much more effort is needed to protect the lives of millions of children throughout the world? People have begun to work seriously against pollution, attempting to safeguard the life in the sea, the life in the air, the life in the forest, the life in the vegetable kingdom, trees, flowers, bushes, safeguarding the life of humanity. What a great thing women have to do, preserving life, protecting life. If they engage in such a task, they will make tremendous strides in the world protecting life. Instead of organizing dances until morning, going to bingo clubs and sitting for many hours in front of the television set, women can organize groups and organizations that make their voices heard all over the world, declaring that life must be protected. They will affirm man does not know the damage he is doing to life, and therefore we will not let him continue polluting the world. Woman is the protector of life. But if we have women who are not educated and open to such principles, to such responsibilities, then it is useless for them to bring children into our world because the children will work against the life. Now, the second responsibility of a woman is to protect the right development of life. You have brought a beautiful baby into a world with nice trees, fish in the sea, beautiful birds in the air. Are you creating the conditions which can sustain the life of these life forms? For example, in your schools or in your television programs, are you working for life? I received a letter which said, we are against violence in the movies. That is good. But what are you really doing to stop these things? Instead, we cut each other's throats or teach ways to destroy one another. What are we teaching our children so that they will support and protect life? In what way are they going to protect this life and make this life grow to become as a blooming flower, a, a great radioactive beauty? Not only are women going to protect life, but they are also going to prepare the conditions in which these lives are able to grow. For example, you purchase a nice tree for your garden. It is really healthy and beautiful. But do you have a nice garden with good soil? A nice place that the sun touches? Do you have water, fertilizer, and everything needed so that the life of the tree will be sustained and continued? This is why, when we are talking about mothers, we are talking about responsibility. If the child is good, if he is creative, it is because his mother kept her eye on him, not in a way that she was obsessing or possessing him, but in a way that she was inspiring and leading him into creative directions in his early years. The third responsibility of a woman is to evoke the highest latent in man. Responsibility of the woman does not end only with her child. If she has a husband, if she has a man around her, what is she going to do? She's going to evoke or bring out the best in that man year after year. Women can do that. I've seen it happen in many cases. Because of women, a man is blooming. Because of a woman, a hospital was different. Because of a woman, a clinic was different. A group was different. Woman has a certain magical, mysterious way in which she evokes the best in a man. Woman is more advanced psychologically and spiritually than man. But the best the woman can bring out of the man is the best the woman has in her. She's just like a magnet. When she touches a man, when she talks to a man, when she smiles at a man, that man feels that he's getting more sublimated, more transformed because of her contact. When we speak of a contact, we are not speaking of technique. For example, one day I met a teacher who was teaching the girls how to be magnetic, and she was saying, walk like this, look like this, and fix your hair this way. She was really technically teaching them. Then I asked her, have you had any results? Curiously enough, she said, there were results, but they did not last. This is what I wanted to know. Why isn't it lasting? Because it is artificial, a technique. A woman must have greatness in her to bring greatness out of others. Woman must build that greatness, build that beauty, build that creative mechanism within herself so that her creative magnetism pulls the beauty out of man. If a man has the magic hand of a woman, the magic love of a woman, he will be transformed. Many, many medical expenses can be spared. Many legal expenses can be stopped if the man has an understanding, compassionate, loving woman who is highly educated and highly transformed in her inner being. Now, the next responsibility of a woman is to protect beauty. Woman stands for beauty. A woman's psychology is for beauty. Woman is instinctively drawn towards beauty. For example, I was watching two little children, a boy and a girl, 7 and 8 years old. The little girl was caring for her hair, putting on her mommy's beautiful dresses and jewelry, and trying to walk in a certain way. The boy wasn't. He wanted to play, build something, or fight. He had different motivations. To create a child means to unify and synthesize many principles and laws in such a way that it becomes a body and a soul. This phenomenon appears easy. The man and woman marry and the baby comes. It isn't easy. Millions of secret and mysterious principles are working to bring a child into manifestation. The woman stands for the expression of the creative principle of the universe, and that creative principles stands only for the expression of beauty. The birth giving process is an artistic procedure to manifest a beauty. Beauty is the manifestation of the harmony of the Almighty power. When she is manifesting beauty, she is assisting the creative principle to manifest itself. This principle is manifested through her creative actions, thoughts, and emotions. She is giving birth to the great creative principle hidden within her. One of the greatest responsibilities of a woman is to preserve beauty, to sustain beauty, the beauty of her environment, the beauty of her garden, the beauty of her house, the beauty of the colors in her home, the beauty in how her children are dressed, the beauty of human relationships, the beauty of the wisdom of the ages, the beauty of human thought, the beauty created by human labor, the beauty of the heart. One day, a mother took her young son on a picnic. During their picnic, the boy saw a pair of shoes which had been left under a tree, and he asked, "Mommy, do you know whose shoes those are?" The mother pointed to where some children were playing, and she said, "Yes, the big boy put them there a little while ago." "Oh," he said, "can I take his shoes and hide them somewhere? And when he comes to get them, he won't be able to find them." "Yes, you can do that," said the mother. "But what could we do that would be nicer than that? What if we take $1 from my purse and put it in his shoe and then hide? And when the boy comes, we will see what will happen." They hid behind a tree, and after a while the boy came for his shoes. As he was putting them on, he felt that there was something inside one of them, and he reached in and found the dollar. "Ah!" he cried, "there is a dollar in my shoe. Look!" All his friends gathered around him, jumping and clapping their hands. The little boy who was hiding with his mother was very happy. He wanted to jump out from behind the tree and go hug the boy. But his mother said, "Sometimes it is better not to reveal yourself when you make people happy." Again, friends, I'm repeating this. It is very, very important. Sometimes it is better not to reveal yourself when you make people happy. There is a great beauty in inspiring our children, in showing them ways and means totally different than those impressed upon their minds from certain television shows, movies, or radio. The things that are impressed on the mind of a child stick there, and the child automatically, mechanically acts from these impressions. Mothers can erase these images by evoking beauty from the child through her love. The mother is the guardian of beauty. In 1938, Nicholas Roerich, a world renowned artist and philosopher, wrote an open letter to the nations of the world. He said, "Let us protect the beauties of the world from the destruction of the bombs. Let us protect our cathedrals, our museums, the creative flowers of human labor." Many people responded to the call, and the majority were women. Because of the sacrificial labor of these women, many objects of human creativity were protected in Europe and other places at the time of war. Women will stand for the protection of beauty. Anytime a woman sees that people are trying to destroy beauty, she has the right to inspire them from doing so by affirming that the beauty of our lakes must stay, the beauty of our mountains must be kept, the beauty of our children must be protected. If women stand for beauty, no one will stand against them. Women have power. They have physical power, emotional power, mental power, spiritual power. Women has the power to evoke greater abilities and talents from their children and husbands. This is how they gain their leadership. Real leadership is the process of bringing the best out of humanity. Woman is already engaged in this great labor. A great sage says that our solar system is a feminine solar system, and whether we like it or not, increasingly in the coming ages, woman is going to lead and rule the world. Now, the fifth responsibility of the woman is to protect peace and harmony. If anybody has the right to do this, it is the right of the woman. I remember in the Middle East there was a disagreement between two clans and both sides were preparing for bloodshed. Seeing the accumulating danger, the women of both sides met and decided to warn their men against such an action. Before it was too late, all the women of both parties were mobilized in such a way that they stopped any action toward bloodshed. I heard the women saying to their husbands and sons and brothers, "If you go to war, that is the end of you. Our children's lives are more important than that for which you are fighting." I remember a very influential man saying, Why to fight if we lose our mothers and our wives' love? See the power that the woman has. Right human relations in the world. Why? Because if there are not right human relations in the world, if there is no peace in the world, the children that you raise will be ground under the wheels of the tanks or evaporated in the flames of the bombs. A child whom you are raising is so beautiful, and every day you are hugging and kissing him and looking to his future. The child goes with a machine gun and kills another child, and then they kill him, and a big tank comes and grinds them and mixes their bones and flesh with the earth. Is that why you are having a child? Why are you not standing for the children then? Politicians have many ways to convince you to let your child go to war, but the women of earth must not let the children go if they think that it is not advantageous for the culture and civilization of the world. Put this in your mind and think about it. Any two boys fighting against each other prove their bankruptcy of logic and intelligence. When they initiate violence, they prove they are not human beings but beasts. It is far less expensive to reach the women of the world and awaken them to protect peace and right human relations than to waste billions and billions of dollars as well as the resources of the earth to promote wars. Women is going to teach from the beginning. My son, don't beat him. Understand him. Find ways and means to release the beauty in him. Do not beat and kill him. If our children are raised in this way, they will not turn out to be the commanders and politicians who inspire us to fight. I went to a Mother's Day party, and a man there gave a toast and said, our women are so beautiful. They cook for us. They give us all the sensations we need, and we must give them flowers. And the party ended like that. That is not the way to celebrate Mother's Day. The way to celebrate Mother's Day is to remind women, as well as men, that women have very deep and precious responsibilities. It will not be a worthy celebration if the women are not reminded of the greatest treasures that they have within themselves and the greatest power that they can exercise for the betterment of life. If you have a physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually healthy woman, that woman instinctively does not stand for any separate nation. She loves her nation, but all other nations as well, and often thinks woman must establish peace and right human relations where she stands for life. It is generally woman who thinks universally and cosmically. It is so interesting that the first group in service for Christ was established by the Mother Mary. This is not emphasized in our New Testament because the orientation was masculine at that time. In that day and age, they were in a glamour that man was everything and woman must be suppressed. Mother Mary called all of the disciples and followers of Christ around her at the time of Pentecost, and she said, let us establish the first group of service and inspiration to the great Lord. And the Holy Spirit came like tongues of flames, and the ministry of light was begun. Now, the sixth responsibility of women is to protect the age long fruits of the labor of humanity. This is the foundation of the law of economy. Women have a natural tendency to save. They don't want to destroy any form that cannot be replaced by a better one. My, my grandmother kept dresses and uniforms that were 200 and 300 years old, precious handiworks, watches, rings, and pens of great grandfathers and great grandmothers. She had a room like a museum which gave great cultural joy to many people. The mothers must also protect the great cultural and historic monuments in all countries and in all nations from vandalism. All those objects that radiate the labor of ages, the labor of heart and genius must be protected for the spiritual enjoyment and education of future generations. Now, the next responsibility is to protect the teaching from degeneration. What is a teaching? The teaching is nothing else but all the wisdom which builds the foundation of survival and the progression of all towards infinity. We are not referring to any certain religion or system of philosophy, but to the essence of all religions, all philosophies, upon which rests the foundation of our survival and creativity. The teachings can be summarized as goodness, beauty, righteousness, truth, simplicity, gratitude, harmlessness, daring, courage, forgiveness, the possibility of progressing towards infinity, continuity of consciousness, the unity of life, sacrificial service, and joy. There are many, many distortions in the presentation of religious teachings. In ancient teachings, the religions were not exactly as we have been told they were. Real religion is founded on the following four principles, which is justice, compassion, freedom, beauty. No matter what different ways religions explain and interpret these four principles, the foundation remains the same. If religion is distorted and turned into revenge or materialism, separativeness, into the worship of pleasures and hatreds, then the religion is distorted. That philosophy is distorted. That teaching is distorted. How can a woman safeguard the teaching? The first thing a woman must do is to touch her own intuition. This is a very important point. She's not going to learn the teaching only from the books. She's going to learn the teaching by touching the innermost essence of her nature. Women can do it because they are, to a great degree, intuitively oriented. Some women can understand the teaching without reading it at all. Some women can understand a man without talking with him. They can sense what he is. Intuitively, women can see the essence of things. Women must touch the source of wisdom within themselves, the magnet within themselves, the real compassion within themselves, so that they always see the right path. Once they have made a contact within themselves, then if any of the teachings is distorted in their home, in their children, in their husband, in their society, they can stand fast, point it out, and protect the teaching. It is the woman, the mother, the wife who warns against any degenerative conduct or ugly behavior. For example, I was visiting a home where the man was beating his son and yelling at him, "Why were you lying to your friends?" Then the mother came in and said to her husband, "Think how many times you lie. You cannot talk about justice or truth if you are lying all day in your business and with your family. Why are you beating this child?" A woman can help a man to stay in order because of her love. She wants to sacrifice and dedicate herself for love, for justice, for the protection of the teaching. Women must forge the new life and create the new civilization, a new way of living, a new life of international relationships, a new life in society. To do these things, women must really be together. How is she going to be together? A very simple beginning for a woman is the life of meditation and contemplation. Intuitive contact with great ideas and great vision is easier for women than for men. They can sense the prototypes of things to come. They can really see the blueprints beyond the thought forms. And in seeing or sensing them, they are going to bring that beauty and plan to the earth and manifest it in their daily relationships. In order to build a new civilization, women must know that through their efforts, a new world is going to come into existence. How can they accomplish this? By saving their energies physically, emotionally, and mentally, by saving their money, by saving even their whole lives in order to apply their lives to a great cause. And what is that great cause? A new civilization, a new culture. If most of the women in the world were to stand for a great vision, what a power they would present for the correction of the distortion in many areas of life. Perhaps more important is that the fact that women can influence their husbands. That is fundamental. A woman can influence her husband, her brothers, her uncles, her cousins, her family. She can influence the government, she can influence armies, she can influence any facet of nature that is controlled by man. Actually, the primary controller is the woman, the mother. If the mother is able to control but is not doing it, then it means the mother is failing in her great responsibility. A woman can really change a man. We find that this is so through our practical experiences. There was a boy who was following a really destructive way of life. Then he met a girl who was so beautiful, so idealistic, so sensitive that in a few months' time that boy really changed. He had been smoking, drinking, doing many destructive things, but every time he did these things, she smiled and said, "You are bigger than that. You are more beautiful than that." The boy gradually paid more attention to what she said and slowly left his habits behind and became her beautiful husband. Woman has a great charm that influences people and causes great psychological changes in them through her love, inspiration, and admiration, and curiously enough, through her expectation. Expectation is an act of evocation. Women must be reminded, especially on Mother's Days or the Women's Days, that they have a great responsibility to face in rebuilding the world. That is why the modern woman is not going to just sit in the house. When her duties are finished, she will face great responsibilities in politics, education, science, religion, economy, in all social relationships. Women are going to take the reins in their hands. Actually, in the teachings, we are told that the epoch of Maitreya is the epoch of woman, that the reappearance of the Christ, the era of Christ, the era of human brotherhood, the era of one humanity, is the era of womanhood, is the era of the mother. Does that seem very strange? If it is really to be so, then the woman is going to have to work very hard upon herself, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, socially. She must come together in such a degree that she radiates a great vision with such potency, such power, that humanity grasp and follow that path of liberation. A great sage says that Buddha held the woman in the greatest esteem and stated that the woman, as well as the man, can achieve the highest degree of spiritual enlightenment. There are many great women in the history of humanity who have lighted the way toward love, sacrifice, knowledge, and true leadership. As it has been stated before, gradually it will be women who are going to take the role of leadership into their hands. The woman is going to rule. But when we say she is going to rule, we immediately mistranslate that word through our associative thinking. Rule means here to present the vision in such a way that the efforts and labors of the people are magnetically oriented towards that vision. Such a way of ruling creates incentives towards a greater goal. And this is what is meant by ruling. Actually, women have been inspirers in all ages. They will increasingly inspire more and more until all departments of human endeavor are oriented toward a life based on teachings, on these teachings. This does not belittle man. Man's joy and success is to manifest the vision and to bring it into full actualization. The concept of the mother of the world, the creative feminine principle, is a supreme concept. If only our mothers, sisters, wives, and daughters would identify themselves with the concept and really think as if they were the mother of the world, the creative feminine principle. I was in Germany, and one night I saw that there was an American film playing in a nearby theater. I said, "Good, it is an American film. Let me go see it." I paid for my ticket and went in, and the film started. A lady came on the screen as an embodiment of fear and crime and began to scream, "My jewels, they stole them, kill them, destroy them." It was so emotional, so criminal. I left the theater with sorrow in my heart, thinking, we, a leading nation of the world, are exporting films of crime and violence to other countries. Nations must export ideas of beauty, ideas of right human relations, ideas of world justice and freedom through films, magazines, and papers. If they create and export films that will show the dignity of a woman and the responsibilities of the woman and man, then they can spread a new education all over the world. It is the duty of a woman to inspire such an idea in all those who are involved with the media. Now, the eighth responsibility is to encourage the best in all fields. Women can do this. She says, I love that book, that movement, that company, that president, that music, because it helps for unity, for understanding. It leads to sharing, nobility of spirit. When woman admires, man follows because he wants to be admired by woman. It is an instinct in him. Woman knows how to do this without criticism and without hurting anyone. She says, for example, I enjoyed all of it, but that certain point was special. And if she emphasizes that point and draws the attention of the man to the best, then that man will try to do the best. But as has been said, this rests on her education and intuitive perceptions. Now, the next responsibility is to strive towards the future. My son, my love, whatever you say, whatever you do is good for today, for the present moment. But is it good for the future, for the coming ages, in which a greater light will shine and there will be a greater unity and greater revelation? Isn't such a woman beautiful when she says, for example, I know you failed many times, but you can do it if you try again. You're not going to give up. Others did it, so you can do it. The future is just waiting for you. I'll admire you again. Stand up. Do not give up. We can do it together. Tomorrow will be the day of our victory over our weaknesses. Or she may say, I do not care how much money you make by way of lies and robbery. I'm worrying about our future, about the future of our children, about their karmic burdens. Let us be poor but honest. Let us have a small house but peaceful minds. It is much better for our future. The present moment is very short, but the future is endless. Let us work for the future. Imagine such a woman. Now, the 10th responsibility of a woman is to learn and teach the laws of sacrifice and service. The mother knows that the greatest virtue of a human being is the ability to sacrifice and serve. That is what a mother is. She has the innate drive to serve and to sacrifice for all her beloved ones, thus giving an example to them to serve and sacrifice for each other. Imagine an organization of women who will hold this principle of service and sacrifice in front of all humanity. And through all their creative expressions, movies, articles, books, lectures, they will emphasize the need to sacrifice for each other and to serve each other. What an educational river will flow into the hearts of humanity when the women of the world respond to such a call and take global action. The 11th responsibility is of the survival is to produce the highest survival techniques. Peace, cooperation, sharing, unity, and honesty constitute the five-pointed star of the New Age technique of survival. It is the women in all educational fields who must emphasize these principles. If it is only through these principles that our children will have greater success and joy in life. Who are her children? Children of all the nation, even children of the so-called enemies of her nation. She will prove that peace can bring more interest than war. Cooperation creates greater success for all. Sharing makes one enjoy his portion more. Unity makes us economize the energies of nature and dispel all the fears and limitations of a conditioning. Honesty brings one's spiritual treasures forth into expression and establishes worldwide trust. It is the mothers who are going to shine the light of this five-pointed star all over the world as a technique of survival in the new age. When the women stand for life, no power can defeat them. Now, the next responsibility is to inspire creativity in all fields. Woman is the guardian of all treasures of the humanity, but this does not mean that she is bound to the past. If you closely study the psychology of a woman, you can see that the greatest urge in her is the urge to create and to inspire others to be creative. The word creative is used here in another sense, in its higher sense. You can create a symphony, but you must be creative in your self actualization. What is being referred to here is the creativity through which the hidden beauty, the hidden divinity within you starts to manifest in your daily relationships, in your physical, emotional, and mental activities, in your plans and motives. Woman not only gives birth physically to her child, but she can also conceive him spiritually and give birth to his spiritual nature as well. Some women will be fearful in the face of such responsibilities, but if they delve deep down into their hearts, they will touch the heroic fire waiting there. Woman has a very effective way of evoking the creative powers of man. Her love, her attention, her presence supply the elements which man uses to manifest his creative ideas. Man blooms and radiates under the rays of love from a woman who can inspire him with vision, courage, daring, and striving. Most of the great works of a man are done under the inspiration of a woman who is able to focus his creative energies towards the highest ideals and visions. Now, the 13th responsibility of a woman is to reveal the future possibilities of life after death. The woman does not limit the guidance of her children just to the field of earthly life. She feels in her heart and through her own intuition that life should not end on earth but should continue forever. Man can intellectually admit such a postulate, but the woman feels it. In giving birth to a living form, she comes in closer contact with life, and to a certain degree, she identifies with life. She comes in contact with the living entity, the unborn child who is in the process of building his body. It is impossible for her to believe that the life and the being she has contacted in her pregnancy and during the nursing period can die and vanish. Her psychic nature, her intuitive contacts give her the conviction that life will continue even after the body is dead. She has this inner conviction, even if it is clouded by materialistic pressures of many kinds. Woman is a bridge who links the subjective and objective world, the world of a soul and the world of a body within herself. Psychologically, woman has a closer contact with the spiritual world than man due to her intuitive perception and sensitivity. That is why in Zoroastrian and Egyptian mysteries, the connecting link between the subjective and the objective worlds were virgins who acted as mediators between the world of wisdom and vision and the world of everyday life and its problems. Now, the last or the 14th responsibility of the woman is to explain the law of love and compassion. Mothers know more about love than anybody else in humanity. The heart of the mother embraces the entire existence. She intuitively feels that she is one with the creative principle in the universe, and in her best moments, you see her identified with that principle in bliss, in ecstasy, in giving all that she has and is. If you do not reprogram her, her love is for all. There is no division in her love, and her love is to light the fires of striving in all whom she meets. The mother feels one with the love that makes the trees to bloom, the flowers to radiate their fragrance, the birds to sing, the rivers to flow, the oceans to roar, the sun to rise, and the stars to shine. She knows that there is no true joy, no true creativity, no true success except through love. All joy and all pain sound and echo in her heart. That is why she is the dispenser of love and compassion. This 14th responsibility to explain the law of love and compassion actually synthesizes all her responsibilities. A woman is equal to her heart, as the heart is to the body of a man, so the mother is to the world. If she really recognizes this reality, she has a tremendous responsibility to be a heart, a source of compassion on earth. You can imagine if a woman really protects this right, really emphasizes compassion in her home, in her relationships with her children and husband, her relationship to the society, to the nation, to the humanity, she will promote a new life in the world. Compassion is more elevated and deeper than love. For compassion is inclusive and has no separative elements in it. Compassion is all unifying. If women really emphasized compassion in all their relationship, what great changes would evolve in the world. To have compassion means to have a love that is not limited to your physical or emotional sentiments, nor by partial intentions or conditions. It is limitless. It is love for the sake of the life of every atom, of every cell, of every life form. It is all inclusive love, not only of humanity, but of everything that exists. Compassion is a love that really harmonizes. If you consider love at the present stage of human understanding, it is only partial in our minds. You say, I love my country, but actually you are telling me that there are other countries you do not love. That is not compassion. Compassion is love for all. In India, many spiritual groups worship the mother, the world mother. The world mother is a principle of compassion. The heart of the woman can respond to the needs of all life forms if it is kept free from separativeness and crystallizations. The heart of the woman even senses the pulse of the life forms of vegetable, animal, human, and superhuman forms. Because of her compassion, she achieves great heights of understanding the life. Through compassion, she initiates herself into the greater states of awareness. Now, the last pair of friends, the conscious woman. This is what is needed in our social, economic, and political worlds. The New Age woman will teach through all the avenues of human endeavor one great subject, the value of life. She's going to find out how to change this distorted world into a family of nations in which human life is not wasted. She will make sure that the right conditions prevail to ensure that the coming generations will be able to create a new culture, a new civilization based on the principles of purity, beauty, and love. Women of the world hold our destiny in their hands. Let their strength increase year after year. As I end this writing, I am remembering a beloved friend of mine. It was during the Great War, and he was dying of burns all over his body. Is it possible, he whispered to me, to see my mother? Your mother has been told, and we are waiting for her. I want to live until my mother comes. The boy's mother came after traveling for 2 days. Her son was still alive, but in great pain and suffering. His mother was a very beautiful woman. In dignity and solemnity, she entered the room and went over to her son. She put his head on her heart and said, I'm here. Mother, I waited for you to tell you how much I love you. I know. And he passed away. Through my tears, I was watching her. It seemed to me that she was hugging all children of the world. In my suffering for both of them, I went over to her and put my hand on her shoulder and said, do not let us die anymore. Do not let us die anymore. She looked at me with big, tearful eyes and said, we must not fail in the future. This was a promise for me, and I wanted, in my own way, to remind her of her great promise for coming generations. So that's it. That's the 14 responsibilities, friends. So thank you so much for patiently listening. It was very important for me to share this so that we get reminded, not only women, to everybody, so that we can get reminded of how a woman is strong. How if we can encourage the woman, the encouragement comes back to us. So if there is anybody who wish to share anything, you can go ahead and share. Yes,
He,
Palagas.
being a man, he expressed and he understood most of the woman's qualities so well, and and put it in a book. Wonderful.
Yes, yes, Balagaro. Yeah.
I have the book. I bought it, but I just didn't finish it. I mean, like only part of it I read. Like.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting book. Each phase of the woman, so it's explained. So very beautiful.
Yeah.
I think we can gift this book to everybody, to all the women, so that
Yeah, that's what I
to our
thought.
children, to our
Uh,
children, so
yeah.
that. Hmm?
Not only women, Madhuji, I think it needs to be
True,
given to men also, because
exactly.
they also need to understand, because now, because of the male dominant society, I see that though women has powers, they understand it, but they never acknowledge or accept it. So that's a
Mhm,
big challenge now to change, to get the change in the society. And
mhm,
I work with a team which is completely surrounded by men, and I'm only the female.
mm,
So I see day in day out there are challenges.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's true. That's true, Lakshmi. I think we can gift our husbands this book. And what,
Yes.
like we can ask him, please read it, like, and we can gift our colleagues this book. Just go through this. And
Yeah.
like when you are saying this, Lakshmi, I think we women have to remind ourselves of how powerful we are. Like we should not get carried away by the, like by the society, whatever is happening around us. So we
Mm.
have to constantly keep on reminding ourselves how to be compassionate, how to share, and how to be still.
Yes. Actually, when you were reading, like sometimes we get low with our energies of holding all the responsibilities and all. But after hearing to you, I felt like we have so much of power within ourselves, and never think that we cannot do anything and get low.
Yeah,
Just get up as much as possible. So
that's
that's
true.
what I felt like. Sometimes I feel like, why only me, why only, like I need to take up the responsibilities on my shoulders and all. But
Hmm.
after listening to you, I felt like we are born for it. It's not just like we are born for it, and we need to take up all the responsibilities, and we have that power within ourselves.
Only we can do it, Lakshmi.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
see, we had taken many lives. We were men in few lives. We were females. We were women in few lives. Like we keep on growing from, like so. If we have this understanding, in this life of a woman, in the next life, if you are a man, you will really value that woman. So.
true, true.
So,
Yes.
so let us develop these qualities, like understanding of the man and the woman, and the masculine and the feminine energies, and yeah, that's great.
And showcasing of in the society as a women also, they showcase that not two women can stay under one roof. Like all the negativities are only showcased in the society so far.
Mm.
Nobody is appreciating all
That's
these.
that That's
Yeah.
where we have to set an example.
True.
Like that's where we have to set an example. So as Torkam was mentioning about this movie, like he went to a movie theater and there, the first scene was a woman who is in fear and all these things. So that is what we have been put into our minds that, like all the mother-in-laws are bad, like all, the daughter-in-laws are bad, or two women cannot be, as you were saying, two women cannot be under the same roof because there will be jealousy or there will be some hatred. So, like all these things, it's actually had been put in our heads like that, but actually it is not. So we have all the power within us to co-live and coexist with everything around us. So we have to develop that quality. It is already in there.
Hi,
Correct.
Madhu, Preeti here.
Yes, Preeti, please go ahead.
I'm a new member of this group and I'm really enjoying all the wisdom that you are sharing.
Wow.
So, yeah, I read this book halfway. I'm there, like the initial pages only. And, just I wanted to share, like, whenever it comes about influencing somebody, especially your husband, I always think like it's a free will, let him be what he is. And I keep quiet most of the time. I mean, sometimes I even feel like saying, but I feel like he won't understand. And I just quit. I just don't say anything because mostly words, they don't work. So as I have come to meditation, I started doing that love and compassion more and more in my meditation, sending the emotions. So just working through it. And I really wanted to learn how to do that. And that's what you mentioned when you appreciate, when you
Exactly.
just say,
Bring the best
just
in
say
your
what,
husband.
yeah, just say what you see good. I mean, I notice all those, but I do not praise all the time. But
Yeah.
so you need to get those moments to click to that, and then it will be really, it will work. It will
That's
work.
true. That's
So
true.
thank you very much for wonderful session, because I have so many books in my list and it just going back. Again, it's about women. So maybe it's about us. So that's how.
Yes.
And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Preeti. That's
I would
really
like to add,
good.
like what Lakshmi said, like two women cannot remain in under a same roof. So that's how my father-in-law would say, like they are the enemy of each other. They will just um, talk about each other behind themselves, and they won't be talking good. You won't see them appreciating. You would only find them bitching, like so. So it's a big task. I mean, these 14, it's definitely going to work, but we all have to work harder. It's a big challenge for all of us.
Yeah, I think it's just a switch, like the moment we switch, once we switch on the light, like it's there, it's lighting the room. So we have to put that switch on. Then once we understand this very deeply, it is very easy to implement them.
Yeah, definitely. Collective will come only after we initiate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you made the Women's Day really special. This was the best gift for the Women's Day today.
Oh, thank you so much, Preeti. It was all spontaneously. I thought came to me that to read this. Thank you so
wonderful.
much.
I just saw the subject and I came. I'm in USA. The timing doesn't work really well for me, but it's morning 10 o'clock here when the sessions start, and it's a busy time then. But sometimes I want to join. Now I have joined, I don't want to miss. So I don't know if anything can be done within a group, if like we can do an hour later or half an hour later. Now this is also fine, but when the time shift happens, no, DST, the USA time will change, and then
yes.
it might affect as you change your timing, maybe.
Yeah, we will plan. We will plan various timings according to the US timings. Also, we can plan few sessions in the coming days as well.
Yeah, East Coast are mostly covered. They get good
Yeah.
connection, but I'm in Southwest, so
We will plan.
mostly.
Surely.
Yeah.
Surely we
Thank
will
you.
plan, Preeti. Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Yeah.
much.
Bye.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Master.
It was a wonderful session, Madhu. And I would like to wish all the women here a wonderful Women's Day. And this is just a day to remember. However, every day need to be um, celebrated, particularly because women are the strength of the society. So I want that you all have this remembered, and even every man that is hearing or that is around need to live that and to support all the women out there. So thanks, Madhu, for a wonderful topic you have chosen, women, the torch of the future. However, it is the torch of the past, the present, and the future. So thank you. And thanks for sharing this wonderful topic on this special day. Thank you.
Thanks, Ram. Yes, Madhulaji.
Hi, Madhu. I'm glad you shared the topic too. I wanted to share my experiences. It's not just Eastern culture, this culture of having women empowered and change the way of thinking has to be everywhere. So I'll just give some examples of some things that need to change and then some things that changed already. All these came to my mind when you're reading the beautiful, beautiful story. So one of the things is I came to India for medical school. In India, I don't know why it is. It's a good thing. Half my class were men, half were women, pretty much equal, 100, half. So that gave women, that's why there are lots of women in India that are doctors. When I came to the United States, which is odd, you would think that it's better here. I did residency in internal medicine. Out of 25, there were only 5 women, Madhu. So in my field, I am the one woman, like I think Lakshmi was saying, wherever I go, I'm the woman in the practice. That's slowly changing. Here also, there are now different rules and different regulations enforcing that more women need to be in the, in the fields that are traditionally men. So the same year that I was doing my internship, there was another Indian woman. She was doing urology, a surgical field, which is also, again, typically, male-oriented field. So they're changing, but very slowly. And in the workforce, many times people, when I walk into the room, if I have a male nurse, they think the man is the doctor and I'm the nurse. So it's still culturally, it's still today, when I'm doing exams, if the man can't take the shoes off, they look at me. If I was a man, I don't think they would ask me, but they ask me because I'm a woman to take off their shoes because their wife does. But I'm not their wife or their girlfriend. So it's not just in the East, it has to change, generally in the entire world it's a huge cultural belief system. But there are good things too. So in the United States, there's an organization called Mothers Against Drug Driving. It was created by a mom who has no politics, no government. She started this organization by herself with a group of mothers. There's another mother who her daughter was kidnapped. She started an Amber Alert. Her daughter's name is on the alert. So anywhere in the United States, if there's a child missing, there's an alert on the phones, there's an alert on the highways. So a mom created that, a mom with a friend, they went to the government and they created, because everything has to be, so the government didn't do it, mothers did it. So, and then we also have children like Malala, and we have, the girl from Finland. Yeah. So of course, they had encouragement, right? Fathers are
Yep.
also helping those girls.
True.
So we are seeing a change, so I just wanted to mention, though we're seeing this side, we're also seeing this side. So
Very
I
true.
think it's really good for the young girls growing up, that they're girls, in young girls who are showing, leadership
Mm. True.
and being brought to the forefront. And so I just wanted to, I don't know why I thought of all those things suddenly. Normally
That's
I
good.
don't.
That's good,
Yeah.
Mridulaji, that you have shared these things, because you shared what has to be, what has to, where it has to improve and where it is already advancing. So thanks for sharing
Yeah,
your
see, Greta Thunberg
experiences.
and Malala, right? They both have
Mhm.
fathers and men and they're like, leading. We hear their names.
Mhm.
And that young poet, that spoke
Yes,
during the
exactly.
president,
Mhm.
so they're excelling. And I think women's voices are being heard, not at the speed that we want, but they are being heard. And next generations will be even better at the understanding.
That's true. That's true. Thank you
But
so
thank you
much.
for sharing this beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
story. Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you so
Mridulaji.
much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and as Mrudulaji was saying that next generation will change, we can see that the female newborn babies are more in ratio compared to the male born babies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even in my daughter's class, like there are 20 kids, 11 are female and 9 are male.
Boys.
Usually they try to share the class with the equal ratio, but
Mhm.
this year they could not do it. So they had
Oh,
more
okay.
females. And
Girls.
I see this one everywhere, even in the
Mm.
matrimonial site. My father-in-law, he does this business, and he gets a lot of horoscope with respect to females rather than males. He keeps
Oh,
telling
okay.
this one, we are facing now a lot of challenges and crunch in getting guys. Yeah.
Mm. Good, good. Yeah. Thanks, Lakshmi, for sharing that. And yes, friends, and as I was telling earlier, that we always have to remember these responsibilities, and we have to remind ourselves that how much powerful we are. It's not about the nation, it's not about the society, it's about you first, and it's about your family first. And then if you are happy with yourself, if you are taking care of yourself, if you are fulfilling all the needs that that you have to give to yourself, then you can take care of the family in a better way. And the second most important thing is, friends, let us support each other. Let us let us listen to our friends who are girls, who are women, who let us give our ears to them, so that dropping all our judgments about them, just listen to them, whatever they are going through, because in these periods, like, there are so many people who are going through so much pain, so many women who are going through so much pains, and they don't have anybody to listen to. So if you are friends with girls, to if you have any women friends, keep a check on them, be comfortable with them, give them space to share, and then like, inform them how to take care of themselves, inform them how to be with themselves, inform them how to meditate. So in that way, we create that ripple effect. I always say it as a ripple effect, because the drop has to fall, like, we have to be the drop, so that the ripple effect can be created. So let us all inspire each other. And I'm sure the men who are listening this, or who will listen to this in the future, will surely support all the women who is there in his life, may it be a mother, wife, or a friend, or a sister. So that man will really value the woman. So Thank you so much, friends, for listening. And we will all again meet tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Germany time, which is 10:30 a.m. India time, and 11 p.m. CST. Yeah, we'll have Pallavi ji from India, who is Pavni ji from India, who is coming every day. Every day she wants to come to Beam Family and she wants to sing a song for us. So for 5 or 10 minutes. So please do join us and listen to her singing, and let us dive into the meditation with her voice, friends. So yeah, and that's all for today. And we will all see each other again tomorrow. Till then, have a lovely day and a lovely night. Namaste to all. Bye bye.